Hey everybody, it's Curious. I have to use this drawing I did because because my machine I just got a little small emergency machine right now where my other machine's in the shop and it's not very powerful, so it's hard to load a lot of megabytes and stuff to get it to load onto YouTube. Anyway, you know I do a lot of texting on people's comment sections, and it's very hard to explain what I'm trying to talk about because I have a mixed political view, and it's like it works great in on paper, but when you start getting into real issues, uh, I don't know. I, I I really sometimes feel like I want to default to the progressive view because it's the easiest just to go ahead and say, "Oh yeah, la di da, that's tough, that's life." But that's not exactly the way I feel. Well, kind of, but I feel guilty about it. Well, like for example, I always talk about this, you know, new world of mine. Well, I mean, how I think the world should be. And that's basically that I'm against things that are not small government. I used to think, even as an atheist, you could have a a society that had an objective morality, and and that would work somehow. But then I thought, no, that really isn't very good because everybody is a little different, and one person's ideal society will not be another's. But then again, if you're just going to have an anarchy society or a complete passive society or a liberal society, that's not going to work either. And pretty soon, that's going to be pretty restrictive. So I picture my tomorrowland as somewhere where it's economically progressive to a point and small government socially conservative. Conservative because it's small government. Basically, I'm a paleo conservative, except that I believe, well, at least on economics, except I believe that um, you have to have some progressive economic issues. And since we're a capitalist society, there's class issues involved in economics. So, on a lot of those things, I'm progressive economically because of the social issues involved. Because economics is tied with class. And that goes in with healthcare, the environment, helping the poor, everything like that. But when I try to talk about civil liberties and, and on people's pages and stuff, I come across like a Nazi, and it's just not who I am. I mean, okay, I'm a nativist. I mean, I won't deny that, but that's just because I just do not like globalization. And I think the flip side of globalization is foreign aid. Of course, no one's an island. and no nation's an island, and I don't believe in treating other people badly. But I think the best thing we could do for the world, America could do for the world, is straighten out its economic energy burden. That's where I'm at personally. That's why I'm so, um, well, I guess you can call me xenophobic if you want to, but really, when we're 25% of the energy of the world and 5% of the population, I think that's because we're struggling with a failing infrastructure to try to float a really old boat that to keep a high standard of living for everybody in America, and it's failing. And I think it's failing because we have floundering rural areas that are being depleted because of globalization and the exporting of our jobs, just like liberals say and conservatives used to say, when they said buy American and that wasn't a joke, you know, I drive a Japanese motorcycle, so hey, what can I say? You know? Uh, and then you have, well, okay, it's not a racial thing, but I'd like to see a good relation with our neighbors. And that includes our poorer neighbors, like Mexico. So it's not really oh, I don't like this person or this type of person. It's like, I don't like this situation. And so I wonder what it's like to walk through, would it be like to walk down the street through my world, the way I picture it? Either a world from the future that it would be from now, or a world where the 50s took a different turn without it being Fallout 3 or something. And, the Civil Rights Act happened differently. And basically, that falls into three groups: race, gender, and orientation, which I include a broader sense of sexuality. And since I've decided that my view is that they shouldn't be regulating anyone's sex life between consenting adults, it doesn't matter what people are doing. Don't ask me, I don't want to know what you're doing. But don't tell me either. And I know they just repealed that, so, in the army, so, there's another way the world's going that I'm just not happy with. you know, big woo, Curious isn't happy, and what else is new? But the point is that I'm wondering what it's like to walk down my street in the world I would see. I don't see it as a utopia, of course. I see it as a real working model. Something like new urbanism, but with it being more realistic, that everything isn't pre-planned, so if one department store or something fails, the whole community goes flop because everything was so pre-planned to be a mixed economic environment. And and then that just makes everything go to slum because it was all pre-planned and it just didn't work out. So really, I'm wondering what it'd be like to walk down the street. And there was something else I wanted to get on, but I wonder what it's like walking down at night. Would it be more restrictive, less restrictive? What would it be like? I wonder. I really do. Thanks.